For 23 years, Richard Goodall lived a life almost nobody outside Terre Haute, Indiana, knew existed. He cleaned floors, wiped tables, maintained school hallways, and quietly became a familiar face to generations of students. Born in Indianapolis but raised largely around Terre Haute, Richard never appeared destined for national fame. His world was built around family, community, work, and routine. At West Vigo Middle School, however, students knew him for something beyond his custodial duties. They often heard him humming classic rock songs while working. Music had always followed him through life. He sang in church choirs, attended karaoke nights, and performed locally, but never seriously imagined becoming a professional singer. For Richard, music was something personal, a source of happiness that existed comfortably alongside his ordinary working life. The viral moment. Everything changed in 2022 when a student secretly recorded Richard singing Journey's "Don't Stop Believin'" inside the school cafeteria. The video was uploaded online, and almost overnight, the quiet custodian became an internet sensation. Thousands of strangers were stunned by the strength and emotion in his voice. News organizations began sharing the clip, while viewers urged him to pursue a bigger stage. Even television personality Howie Mandel discovered the recording and believed Richard deserved an opportunity. Yet Richard did not immediately abandon his routine. He continued arriving at school in his custodial uniform, cleaning the same hallways and greeting the same students. The attention was overwhelming, but he remained grounded. Long before television cameras found him, Richard had already experienced disappointment, including an unsuccessful attempt to audition for another major singing opportunity. The Golden Buzzer. 2 years after that viral video, Richard finally received the opportunity that could change everything. In May 2024, America's Got Talent invited him to Los Angeles. It was remarkable enough that he was flying for the first time in his life, having rarely traveled beyond his familiar surroundings. The experience was intimidating. Standing before a national television audience and celebrity judges, Richard looked nervous, but when the music began, that anxiety seemed to disappear. He delivered "Don't Stop Believin'" with the power that had first captivated viewers online. His performance moved the judges and audience, and Heidi Klum pressed the golden buzzer, sending him directly into the live shows. Simon Cowell later described the audition as one of his favorite moments in the program's history. The janitor from Indiana had suddenly become one of America's most talked about singers, finding love. While Richard's career was changing, another important part of his life had already begun. In 2022, before television contracts and national attention, he met Angie. She encountered Richard simply as an ordinary man, not as a viral sensation or future television star. Their relationship became a source of stability as his life grew increasingly unpredictable. Angie encouraged him through moments of doubt and reminded him that his worth extended far beyond what happened on a television stage. Just days before the America's Got Talent finale, the couple married privately in California. Family members and close friends attended, followed by a peaceful dinner on the beach. The moment belonged entirely to them. Later, Richard publicly credited Angie for helping him continue through the competition. Behind the spectacular performances was a woman who had supported him before millions of others discovered his name. A family mystery. Richard's extraordinary journey contained another mystery that had remained unresolved for most of his life: his biological family. Having been adopted, he had grown accustomed to not knowing where half of his story began. For decades, the unanswered questions became something he simply learned to live with. Then, unexpectedly, Richard discovered a biological connection through a man named Hubert. Meeting someone connected to the family he had never known transformed his understanding of his own past. Fame had already given him an entirely new future, but this discovery gave him something different, a connection to his origins. It did not erase the years of uncertainty, but it finally filled part of an empty space he had carried quietly for decades. For Richard, finding that missing piece of his family history became one of the most meaningful surprises of an already unbelievable chapter. Staying home. After his America's Got Talent victory, many people assumed Richard would immediately quit his custodial job and pursue music full-time. Instead, he returned to West Vigo Middle School. He continued cleaning classrooms, maintaining floors, and interacting with students just as he had done before television changed his life. Richard genuinely valued the people and stability connected to his job. His community valued him in return. Terre Haute presented him with a key to the city, while his school held an emotional celebration filled with students and teachers. The support had actually begun even earlier. When Richard needed to travel to Los Angeles, local friends, neighbors, and strangers helped raise money to make the journey possible. His story belonged not only to him but to the community that had watched him work quietly for years before the rest of America finally noticed his voice. A new direction. Richard eventually began embracing opportunities outside the school while remaining closely connected to Terre Haute. He performed the national anthem at an Indiana Pacers game, opened a show connected to Howie Mandel, and appeared at local holiday events. Yet he resisted rushing into a music career simply because television had made him famous. Instead, he wanted to develop naturally and protect the joy that singing had always given him. In August 2025, that patience produced his debut single, Long Time Coming, recorded in Nashville with experienced producers. The title seemed almost perfectly suited to his journey. Richard had spent decades singing without expecting national recognition, and now his first official release represented years of patience finally becoming something tangible. He also joined the local group Sugar Street, continuing to perform smaller shows where music could remain personal rather than purely commercial. Coming full circle, in 2025, Richard returned to America's Got Talent for its 20th anniversary celebration, creating one of the most symbolic moments of his journey. He opened the evening with Eye of the Tiger and later performed Long Time Coming alongside Journey guitarist Neil Schon during the season 20 finale. The connection was impossible to miss. The same Journey song that had once been sung by a school custodian in a cafeteria had become the doorway to a completely different life. Watching his original audition footage backstage reportedly brought Richard to an emotional realization about how much had changed. He had gone from singing privately at work to sharing a national stage with one of the musicians connected to the song that started his journey. His transformation was no longer temporary. Music had become a genuine part of his future, leaving the hallways. For years, Richard maintained two lives, one behind a microphone and another behind a mop. In the summer of 2026, that balance finally changed. After approximately 25 years of service, he officially retired from his custodial position with the Vigo County School Corporation. The decision was emotional because the school had been more than a workplace. It had been part of his identity and daily life for decades. Walking those familiar hallways for the final time forced him to confront how much had changed. He admitted that leaving a dependable paycheck for entertainment was frightening because music offered no guarantee of stability. Yet Richard understood that the time had come. His colleagues and students gave him a heartfelt farewell, turning his retirement into another emotional milestone. The man who had spent decades quietly serving his community was finally ready to step into his next chapter, the bigger story. Richard's retirement arrived alongside another extraordinary development. His life was being prepared for the big screen. Production companies Everard Entertainment and Mad Chance signed on to develop a feature film about his journey, with writer Chris Perizzo attached to the project. The story contains nearly every ingredient of an improbable Hollywood script: an overlooked custodian, a viral video, a golden buzzer, a national talent show victory, unexpected love, a biological family discovery, and a decision to pursue music later in life. Yet Richard's story matters because none of those moments happened overnight. They emerged after decades of ordinary work, disappointment, persistence, and faith in something he loved. The fame may have arrived suddenly, but the person standing beneath the spotlight was built slowly, one ordinary day at a time. A long time coming, Richard Goodall's story was never truly about winning $1 million or becoming famous. It was about what can happen when a person continues carrying a dream even after life gives them countless reasons to let it go. For decades, Richard cleaned school hallways while quietly singing songs that meant something to him. Nobody knew that behind the mop and uniform was a voice capable of reaching millions. Then, one ordinary recording changed everything. His journey brought him love, reunited him with part of his biological family, placed him on national television, gave him a music career, and eventually allowed him to retire from the job he had faithfully performed for decades. Now, with music ahead and a film about his life in development, Richard is finally stepping fully into the future. His extraordinary chapter was a long time coming.